Purpose Show. Today I'll be speaking on discrimination as another reason why Africa is left behind. Yesterday I spoke about this same topic, but as a result of technical error, part of the topic, important part of the topic was missing. So I've decided to continue with the same topic today so we can have all the facts together. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to this channel and like this video. So what is discrimination? Discrimination is an unjust or prejudicial treatment received by certain categories of people as a result, probably due to their race, gender, sex. And also, I would like to tell you today that discrimination could either be direct or indirect. So, meaning that direct discrimination is as a result of either physical, characteristics such as, physical disability that the person has, and as a result of that, they are being treated differently. And by law, there are certain um, issues or certain factors or characteristics rather that you will have that does not allow you to be discriminated against other the direct discrimination, which is like sex, age, and marital status and all that stuff. So now we talk about the indirect discrimination. The indirect discrimination is not something targeted to you as an individual, but it's just a policy or a rule that covers everyone, but because you belong to a particular group, it not affects you more than every other person. So that is what indirect discrimination is all about. But today I'm going to talk more on direct discrimination because as a Nigerian woman, an African woman, I think I've personally experienced, and see back home that physical discrimination is more, direct discrimination is something that is very strong and actually have put our people behind. Okay, so this discriminating habit that we have, I think it has actually affected us as a group of people, as organization, and this have not allowed us to move forward in certain aspects. For example, sex. Certain part of African country, even up till now, still discriminates against a female being educated. Thank God for people like Alele Williams, Professor Alele Williams, the former Vice Chancellor of Edo State, Uniben in Benin, and also people like Oforeji, Akerele Bokno, the former Deputy Governor of Lagos State under Tinubu. People like that, their parents had foresight. They didn't, limit their daughters to this discrimination that I'm talking about today, which is sex. So they sent their daughters to school. They were well read. They are well read, and you can see how they have actually influenced the society positively. So this is what I'm talking about, but not just a very few of their type, in their own time that went to school. I can remember in my place, there's this, man's daughter that came to our house some time ago, and my mom said, I was like asking her about school and all that. My mom said, no, they don't go to school. She said she's not in school. I was so shocked. My mother said, yes, their dad don't send the girls to school. She only send the male children to university level, but the girls, they just stay at home, sit down at home, help at home, and when they grow up, they just go and get married. And I was like, that's not fair on them, but that is the reality. That's what the man was doing. Not that he didn't have money to train his children to school, but he felt that the woman is the property of another man. So he felt there was no point wasting his time and money, sending them to school and ending up in another man's house. As you can know, there's a common saying back home in Africa that says the education of the woman ends in the kitchen. But as you watch this show, you should tell me whether you believe that our education ends in the kitchen or not. Because I know, for me, it's not ending in the kitchen. And I know yours will not end in the kitchen as well. So, why is this important that we stop this discriminating, act? Why should we stop it? We should stop it because it has not, it's not helping organizations to grow. For instance, we also discriminate, like the sex one I'm talking about. For instance, a female, for instance, who is educated, who is, capable of handling a position, in an organization, instead of promoting that lady to that level, they might think, oh, the man should be the better person to take that position. Women, maybe the woman will not be able to, go because of maybe children, maternity, and all that. So that is discrimination, because if you are deciding not to give a position to a woman because of her responsibility as a woman, you are discriminating against her. So that has kept women too behind in Africa, because you can see the forefront. Now, thank God, there are some women now, women have tried, really push ourselves. But if this have been, tackled from beginning, and also now some people who are still doing the same, acts, like still keeping their daughters behind, thinking the male children should get the best education instead of treating your male and female, children the same way. Okay, so another issue here that I really want to, talk about today about discrimination in Africa is tribal discrimination. Discriminating based on where you've come from, this language you speak. The African countries are, that is very common, back in Africa. For instance, if a Nigerian person sees a Ghanaian person, you feel, or a Ghanaian person seeing someone from Somalia, we oftentimes we don't see ourselves as one Africa. I've seen people from different African countries come to me and say, Kate, do you know when I meet you're different? Because when I met some Nigerians in the past, they actually, shop them, they actually treat them like, I say, for real? I felt, no, it can't be. They say, yes. They've actually said to their faces. I say, no, that shouldn't be. We are all one Africa. And also even Nigeria. When we say we are all one Nigeria, but tribal discrimination is a big issue in Nigeria. Very, very big issue. I remember like as I said on the initial video, when I was in Nigeria and, we're looking for work, I see some of our friends going to the banking sector. I think a friend went to First Bank then, and he was not having, opportunity to even do the test, how much more to go for an interview. And I was speaking to a friend and said, why would you expect, your friend to work in First Bank? What makes you think he can work, your classmates can work there? I said, why not? He said, no, but First Bank, it's a Yoruba bank. And I'm like, and so what do you mean by that? He said, no, all the big guys that have the money, that invested in First Bank, they are Yorubas. So the employees, majority of them as well, most of them are Yorubas as well. So you can't get in. I said, really? So when first Standard Trust Bank then now started, I went to Standard Trust Bank one day and I saw that most of them as well were Igbo, and I was talking to a friend. He said, yes, what do you expect when the Igbo guys cannot get, work in First Bank because it's dominated by the Yorubas? What do you expect? The Igbos have actually had opened their own bank as well and employ the Igbos. What am I saying here? I'm saying that we should be treated equally. We should not be treated because of where we have come from, the way we speak. This is so common back home. It's not good. People go to like Delta State, other states in Nigeria now for, for work, for contract in different states. In the north, that was another big issue now. We are not accepted. They want you to come from the same, from the vicinity. You have to be, somebody who speaks the language. You must be from that community. If we're doing all this, the country or the nation or our continent as Africa is not going to get to where we expect it to get to become, for us to be seen as people from the, first world. Or we can't remain in third world as a third world country. If we want to, get forward, we need to change the way we do things, because we cannot continue doing the same thing and expect different results. We cannot continue our old, practices and expect, that great change that we are looking forward to have. So, as I said, we have to be treated equally. Whether you're from Delta State, whether you're from Imo State, whether you're from Abia State, whether you're from Enugu State, Lagos State, wherever you are from, any part of the world you find yourself, part of Africa or Nigeria you find yourself, we should be seen as all one. If I travel from my state to Lagos State, I should be treated as a Nigerian anywhere, and that's how it should be. Look at the mess in the north, for instance. That is another big issue that we have. Apart from tribal discrimination that I'm talking about, which have really, really, ruined things for us, we're talking about the religious, discrimination. People are being discriminated against because of their religion. Why should it be? Religion is something of your own faith. You decide how you want to worship God. Is your own cause. Okay? On the last day, everybody have to face judgment. So you don't have to, fight or, struggle, kill people for them to, surrender to a certain religion. Okay? So like all the chaos happening in the north, I really think that is a shameful thing. As Nigerians, you should have respect for people, have respect for their religion, have respect for their choice, their beliefs, and don't force people, and don't just be harsh and cruel on people, taking lives unnecessarily because you want them to believe in a certain religion. I felt that was a total disgrace also for our people. Whether being a Christian, Muslim, whatever religion you belong, you decide your religion for yourself. You can't force anyone to come and join you to serve your God in your own way. No, it's not done like that. This is a civilized world. In a civilized world, everyone should have a choice of what they want to do with their life. Okay? So, all those mess back home is a disgrace. Just again, talking about tribal discrimination, let me go back there a little bit. I think that, because Nigeria have been ruled by, either the Yoruba, Hausa, when good Lord Jonathan came into power, I could see that, there were certain, things going on that I felt wasn't right as well. Because is it because this man is from a minority state? That is why, there's so much pressure, all over on him, to, the electricity that he really had plans, to stabilize. They were going how many feet down to, vandalize it. And I'm like, what is all this? If Goodluck Jonathan was from, one of the major, mob dominated states in Nigeria, I don't think he would have experienced that. But that is what I'm talking about. Okay, tribal discrimination. We, from the minority states in Nigeria, we have faced so much discrimination back home before we go to Europe. That's why coming to Europe or England, we are not really expecting, anything like that. I thank God that London is, very, very good with that. They are very good respecting you from where you are from. They respect people here, which I can see. People still complain, but I know that so far so good. London is one place I've lived in since I left Nigeria that I believe that I've been respected. I've been treated the way I should be treated, in as much as you have one or two people that maybe wouldn't have treated you, right, but I don't think I would say it's discrimination. When I moved outside of London briefly, I could experience, that trace of discrimination, but I have not experienced, like racial discrimination since I've moved to London, which I'm grateful, about. So what I'm saying here is that for us to be civilized, for our country to move forward, for us to progress, we need to change certain, characteristics, certain behavior, which is, this discrimination of a thing. We discriminate so much, against people. For instance, a woman who has struggled with her relationship in marriage, and maybe it didn't work out, going back to Nigeria or just thinking about it 1 second, you'll be seen as a failure. The women are seen as if they are useless, they are failure. We should stop, discriminating people. You put yourself in people's situation. I've seen some people who virtually saved their life, from a very harsh relationship where they were being beaten up by their partner. They managed to get out of that relationship alive. And somebody coming to them and telling them, oh, you are failed, you are this, you are not good enough, that is why your marriage didn't work. We should stop those kind of discriminating people, any form of discrimination at all. We should stop it. It doesn't make us, come out as civilized people. It doesn't make us, it's not helping us. It's not making us to progress as a set of people. We should respect people, when their tribe, their race, their gender, treat people the same, treat people equally. It doesn't matter what they speak, the language they speak, how they look, the way they dress. They are human beings. That's what matters. And another very important aspect of discrimination I would like to highlight as well is, people with physical disability. Oh my goodness. When I think back, have a flashback, there was a day I went to one of the stores here and I saw this man who was physically, challenged, serving me. And I was like, look at this man. He has speech, he have a speech impairment, have, physical impairment. But look at him. He's working here and he was not refused, this offer. Trust your country, Nigeria. You come like this, they'll say, no, this one can't come here. Where is this one coming? You should go to the main road and stay there. Such people actually stay beside the road in Nigeria and beg. They become beggars just because of their physical impairment. Your physical impairment does not, does not affect your brain in any form. So if people are physically challenged and they are willing to go to school, don't, discriminate against them. Give them the opportunity so that they can progress. I remember then there's this young man, in my place who was very intelligent, but he was crippled because at a younger age he had, is it polio or so, and he's crippled as a result of that. That man is so intelligent, but where did his intelligence take him to? If you ask me, it took him nowhere. Okay? Because he was, physically impaired. They saw him, it's not his brain that was crippled. It's just him. It's an individual that had physical disability, his body, physical body, but it was affecting everything in his life. Not for until he moved to Lagos and, had to go for a competition that was organized by Mary and Babangida then, when Babangida was the president. President Babangida was the president of Nigeria then. And this guy won and had some, promotions and, got, settled from it. He got money and all that. He now became, he had a car. He now able to afford his house, and then he will be accepted. Now he has money. Now he has money. His disability will not be so pronounced. He cannot marry a woman who is able and all that. But let everything not be based on money. Love people the way they are. People, who are physically challenged, they are not, it doesn't stop the fact that they are human beings, okay? If people are mentally challenged, physically challenged in any form, you have to respect them and take them for who they are, okay? You see back home, instead of trying to get access for those people who are physically challenged to be able to gain access to the building where the companies are operating, the businesses, that's what we should be thinking about, to put, ramp and all that in buildings so they were able to cope. People here have, strong disability that, but if they want to work, nothing stops them. You see people in offices, trying to, having, real physical disability, but they still come to work because they want to. They want to. We should encourage people. We should stop pulling people down. You see people on the streets of Nigeria crawling on the floor, begging, just staying on the road, throwing coins at them. Not that they are mentally derailed or they are beggars, but just because no one is going to offer them a job. Even clean to wash their clothes, they will say, who is that cripple going to touch, their fabric or anything? They will just discriminate you. Also, I had an experience with a security man who was working at the compound I was living, at in Nigeria before I left Nigeria. That boy was so hardworking, Musa. He was so hardworking, everything. Even my son loved him so much, He was hardworking, but what is the matter with, with the other tenants? They felt, who is this boy, this Niger boy, who came to this place? We don't have money we don't want to pay you for this month. And he went on the next month, they don't want to pay him. And this boy said, Madam, came to my door one day, said, Madam, I'm leaving. I said, why are you leaving? Well, I want to be leaving. I said, why? He said, because they are not paying him. I said, why didn't they pay? He said he doesn't know. When he asked them, they actually, harass him. Can you imagine? Socio-economic status. These people are not rich people themselves. Those neighbors were not rich people because they're just comfortable. They have a job, and this man have his own job as a gate man. But they bully him. They felt, oh, who are you to come and be asking us for money? When we have, we give you. If we don't have, you should keep quiet. And the boy said, no, I won't keep quiet. I need my money. You see? Those kind of things that we do, whether someone is your house help, whatever job, position you think they are, please respect them. Respect them. I remember one of my uncles years ago who told me about his experience when he went to visit his friend in Nigeria, Lagos. And he said they went to Benin and they were to lodge in a hotel. And when he got to the reception, he said to them, They asked him, how many rooms do you want? He said to them, we want 3 rooms. And his friend, who is based in Nigeria, turned, looked at him and said, who is the third room for? And my uncle said to his friend, of course, it's for your driver. He said the man went, what? Driver? Why would you, book a hotel room for my driver here? What? He said, then where is he going to sleep? My uncle said his friend told him that his driver is going to sleep in the car. Unbelievable. My uncle said, no. He called his friend and said, no, 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 no. I'm not going to take this. This man is not going to sleep in the car. If you don't want to pay, I'll pay for him here. He said, no, you can't. He can't stay here with us. And they had to go and book another, hotel that's not as much as expensive as the one they were staying for that guy. Because my uncle said, never will he allow you leave that man to sleep in the car. That is not good. That is, really, really disrespectful. You took your driver on a trip, outside where he lives. You should be able to, pay him enough to accommodate or provide him with a decent accommodation. But my uncle said, this man said, no, he is going to sleep in the car. And he meant it. He actually meant it. But my uncle said, you're not going to do this. I'm not going to stay here with you. If you don't want this guy to stay here, I'm going out of here with him. We're going to lodge somewhere else. And he said, no, you can't do it. He said he has to sleep in the car. We should treat people with respect, please. We need to learn how to respect. Africa will not leave that third world country, except we work on this, things like this. We need to start doing things like this. Address them. Don't say it's not my business. Don't say, oh, how does that affect me because you are not in that position. No. Respect people. Respect is very key. You have to respect people. Don't discriminate. Don't look down on people because of the way they look, because of their socio-economic status. No. They are human beings. We need to learn how to respect people so that people don't lose their self-esteem and don't even want to. Because those people you are denying of work, do you know the country is losing? We are losing. Those people whom you have refused to employ, who are sitting at home or standing on the road begging because they feel that they've tried to work for shops, they will say, no, you are not good enough because you have your fingers or your arm, not, lost part of your arm. We can't help you. We can't help you with any job. They end up on the road begging. We are losing. Do you know we are losing? Those people you are looking down on, they might even know better than yourself. Because they are physically challenged, doesn't, make their intellectual to be anything less. We need to respect people. We need to change our orientation. We have to change our orientation. As African people, as Nigerians, we need to change our orientation because this same mistake, if we pass it on to our children and it goes on like that, it will be disastrous. I'm telling you, respect people. I've never seen, since I left Africa, seen anyone mock anyone because of the way they walk as a result of physical disability. I've never seen it before. But back home in Africa, when someone is physically challenged, even when someone is talking to them in a way that they need to respond, sometimes they will not even want to respond because they know the next thing they're going to tell them. Before you know it, if it's someone who have disability on maybe leg and is limping, you will see the opponent trying to mimic him or mimic her the way he walk to mock them. And you see people, losing their self-esteem, thinking they are not good enough because of one maybe accident they had, or they were born with one kind of illness or disability, and they just feel that they are not good, they are not acceptable. That is horrible. And another, major, discrimination I knew about Nigeria that actually touched me. When I think about it sometimes, I just look at myself and I say, look, this place I've come from, do I really belong to this kind of people? What kind of attitude, what kind of mind do they have? How can you, if you want to know the group of people I'm talking about today is the Osu. The Osu people, in Imo State of Nigeria. These are human beings, just like you and I. But these people have been denied. They have been refused to be part of the community. They said to them that they have been sacrificed to some sort of idols hundreds of years ago. And because of that they claim that these Osu people are the descendants of those people sacrificed to idols. So therefore, they can't marry, they can't come and live with them within their own community. They can't marry to the other Igbo people. They also have to marry themselves. I said, no, oh my God, we need to stop all this. We need to stop it. It's awful for you as a human being to actually, just think about it once for a second. A human being like yourself, created by God, you actually segregate them and said these ones are cursed. Who are you to curse any man? Who are you? Who gave you that right, that authority? You can see how people are being abused. But one good thing that I learned about the Osu people is that they didn't take that as a setback. In as much as it must have affected most of them, but they said quite a good number of the Osu people took advantage of that because we were not accepted in their own community. Most of them actually traveled abroad and took the advantage to actually going to school in America, in England, and all parts of the world. You see, so they try to actually use that to become one of the most well-read people from the Igbo land. And I say that's good, that's a good step, but we shouldn't be discriminating people. Even one Professor Ben Obunsele said, who is one of the vice president of one of the Igbo associations, said that when he was a child growing up, he actually saw an Osu person and he was running away from them, from this Osu man. I'm like, what? Is this really bad? We have to stop, please. We need to show love and care for our people. We need to show that we have gone to school, we are civilized. Even these people if our forefathers, were narrow-minded, what about the 21st century? The things I'm seeing happening in the 21st century, it really, really, really shocked me sometimes, because even here in England, you still see people bring that, discrimination, to England. I'm Yoruba, I'm Igbo, I'm Ijo, I'm this. You treat people differently because of the language they speak. Some people will not even have to, patronize you if you're selling something because you don't speak the same language with them. And the Englishman or the American or the Euro person sees us and they think, oh, these ones are one. They even tell us, that's your brother there, that's your sister there. They don't understand this. But now they are beginning to be aware that when you do something terrible or you say something terrible about a fellow African sister or brother or Nigerian, they will not believe you anymore. We need to change. We need to learn how to love. This, trace of wickedness, of discrimination, and corruption that we have that have set Africa behind, we need to move away from it. We have to move away. We cannot say, oh, God will do it. Some of them will tell me, oh, but it's God that will judge. I say, I know God will judge. God is a great judge, I know. But if God wants to do everything for you and I, He won't give you and I this multi-billion cells brain. This brain that has been packed, with multi-billion cells. It's not for nothing. It's given to us because He knows there are a lot of things we should be doing differently. We are not, we are not animals. We are human beings. So we should behave alike. We should treat people with respect. Treat people with love and care. What you don't want for yourself, don't do it to someone else. Because you cannot expect someone to take something that you will not accept. But you expect them to take it because of what? Because you feel you are better? Because you feel you are more enlightened? Because you feel that your socioeconomic status is better? Or because you think what? There's no reason that you can hold on to today that gives you right to discriminate against anyone. You can't discriminate against anyone. Discrimination should be abolished in Africa, in any part of the world. But it's so strong amongst us. And this thing we are doing it to our own selves. That's why I tell you people, if we are ready for this great change, Africa will turn around. It will be a continent. African countries will be countries that people all over the world want to be part of because we are wealthy, we are rich, we have everything. Our natural resources are awesome. We are blessed. When people are crying of natural disasters, we are crying of our wickedness. Everything that we are suffering today as African is man-made. There's nothing that you can tell me that we are suffering from today that we didn't cause for ourselves. So please join me same time next week for another, from this same topic, where Africa is left behind. I'll be pointing out another issue next week. And join me on my Facebook every Sunday between 6 and 8 p.m. UK time. I'll be having a live stream on my Facebook. And my Facebook is Kate O. Iregu. And my YouTube channel, please subscribe. It's Kate Iregu Talk Show. Subscribe, like. For some of you who said, oh, you don't want to subscribe because you don't have anything to benefit from me, like financial benefit. I'm not benefiting from this show financially as well as I speak. So please, is to support. I want this great change to happen. This is a call for me to do this. It's not about money, it's not about anything. It's just that I love you and I feel that we can do better as a people, as a group of people. We can move forward, we can change our ways, we can show love. The Bible that we read, we can actually practicalize it, and it will actually influence our life and the life of those around us. Thanks for watching. See you same time next week. Love you lots, and bye for now. Thank you. Bye.